Get fucked. Well, hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. It's nice for you to be on the podcast again. You got a viewfinder. Is that a Hello Kitty viewfinder on your face?
No, this is from the library. I'm looking up old newspaper articles.
Oh, you've got the microfiche.
I do, yeah. And I'm trying to find something on a murder that happened back in the early 50s.
Oh, I see a little intrigue. Well, you know what? Maybe you should let sleeping dogs lie, you know? Maybe you should.
It's too cute. What? Sorry.
We look at an old murder. Did you ever research on microfiche back in the day?
I never got to, no.
Okay. Whoa,
Did you?
Really? Did it stop?
I don't know. Like, I think it's still there, but I never actually went and did it. So now I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find a mystery to solve.
Oh, I got you. Okay, the case of who stole the pie off the windowsill. Lots of people got killed because of that.
You stole the pie off the windowsill.
I sure did. It was good. If there's food missing, I'm probably the culprit.
Or a basset hound. Yeah, it's a basset hound or Shannon.
I'm not going to eat a basset hound. Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
basset hound whistle. Yeah.
They
You know,
just
my
smell
daughter
from so far away.
My daughter Rocket will often be like, "Who ate the dad?" Like she won't even finish the sentence. She'll know it's good. And I'll be like,
"Don't take the last one. You never take the last one."
No, I try not to.
Oh my God.
Okay, Groot is set in his ways. Okay, he likes what he likes. He's starting to branch out. He likes some Chinese food. He likes salad, but he's chicken nuggets and cheese pizza, and that's what he likes. He likes what he likes. Spaghetti. Okay. Whereas Rocket is more experimental with food, and she will at least try it.
Yeah.
And nothing makes my heart sink more than when she likes something that I like too, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to share now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Like kidding, I oftentimes like to buy food that my roommate won't touch. And just so
that
you know,
it's hilarious.
It's all mine.
Oh, like for instance, these EL fudges. I'm the only one who likes these.
Yeah. Like you don't like pork, huh? It's all ham all the time. Let's do it.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of liking things that nobody else likes, the name of this show that you are listening to, ladies and gentlemen, you like that? Is Hello Kitty Viewfinder. Actually,
it was 74% off, so I had to get it.
Oh, no, it had to be. Yeah. What are you seeing there? What are you seeing?
Well, I think. Well, there's a little frog and a little penguin and a little dog, and then Karami, whatever she is. And they seem to be dead on the beach.
Oh, dead on the... Oh, it's a mystery. It's a Hello Kitty mystery?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's blood everywhere.
You know, all evidence points to Strawberry Shortcake working with the Purple Pie Man. I feel like Mon Chi had something to do with it, too. What do you think?
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I bet the Get Along gang needs to get on this mystery. And maybe those weird hybrid animals, what were their names? I had half, you know what I'm talking about? I had a half bumblebee and a half lion named Bubble Lion.
Oh,
Wuzzles.
Yeah. What Wuzzles? Yeah,
Wuzzles.
I remember that. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who don't remember viewfinders who might be slightly younger than us, I know Beckles will remember them. Viewfinders were early VR.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I had one that was like a little movie thing, and you go like this.
Oh, you can actually move the pictures?
Yeah, and you would have like the old Disney's like Mickey in the Haunted House or something. And you could go as slow or as fast as you wanted to, and kind of go back and go backwards too, and watch it in reverse. You could see how the animation works. It was really cool. I don't know if our producer remembers that or not, but we used to have one of those things.
That is so cool, man.
Forever, like just looking in it and looking in it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Forget all this new technology. I had, You know what? I had several. They came in little discs. They were like little discs, and you would click, and they would go in a circle to each picture. I had several, but you know what my favorite one was?
What's that?
The A-Team.
You had 18 ones?
I had an A-Team one, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I like this because you can get any of those little viewfinder things and put it in here.
You can. Is it still the disc or whatever?
Yeah, it's exactly like it was. Let me show you.
Awesome. Oh, by the way. Oh, that's what they look like.
That's it.
All the power in the world rests in that circular.
That's right.
Speaking of power, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to NOMS Podcast. Thanks, Oprah.
That's right. This is NOMS Podcast, nerding out with Matches and Shannon. You know how we do.
That's right. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots. How
What
do
is
we
that?
do? I have no how we do.
How do you do?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Good day, good sir. Good sir. Good day, I say.
Yeah,
Who's
we
a
had good
gentleman
times.
now?
I know. Yeah. Well,
Tramp.
why are we talking about how old we are, Shannon? I really don't know.
I think what you
So I'm
mean
really
is
asking.
how classic we are. We
Classic
are
we
talking
are.
about
How vintage we are.
hey, kids, we're actually 19 years old and we are cool hip yeet skirt. Wait, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
No. Bestie?
No.
Yeah.
Contemporary.
If I ever want Rocket to cringe, well, I'll just act cringe. Because she will, when I start saying those words, she is like, run away.
Oh, no.
She's like, you're not funny. I was like, me not being funny with the sauce, okay?
Yeah, you're funny.
It's giving desperation.
Yeah.
Speaking of desperate, we are Nerd Now with Matches and Shannon, and the whole modus operandi of this whole podcast is not just to give you joy in your heart, to make your liver quiver. No, what is our purpose of this here cast of the pod?
Well, we hope it does those things. It doesn't have to. It's not guaranteed.
Side effect,
yeah. But our purpose here is to discuss the films and reviews of our besties in heaven, Siskel and Ebert. I'm glad those little cherubs aren't alive to see the state of the world today, because they would give it 2 thumbs down.
Right?
Yeah, everything's bad.
They might like the Pope. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got his problems, but he's fine.
Yeah, U.S. Pope.
He's real cool, apparently. I don't know.
I can imagine like an action-oriented kids cartoon. The U.S. Pope. Boom.
Yeah, that would be something in the 80s for sure. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, like the Pope Squad. They're all like super, like not realistically muscular. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like all the comic books from the 80s and 90s. Everybody had muscles upon muscles upon muscles that you pulled one and a muscle came out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, and then they all had guns all over them for no reason.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, even superheroes who didn't need the guns, like I've got them just in case.
Okay.
There you go. That's what you do. All right. Well, we don't need guns, but we need funds, and that's what we do. Here we use the great reviews of Siskel and Ebert, our movie little angels, like you said, on our shoulders, or devils sometimes.
They're awesome. I love them.
They are. They had some great disagreements. They had some great agreements. They had some really good takes on films that sometimes we agreed with. Sometimes we disagreed with.
I did disagree sometimes. Yes.
You did.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember as a kid when my whole thing was, well, if they like it, I hate it. And they gave like a thumbs down to Jaws the Revenge. And then I saw Jaws the Revenge and I was like, I agree with them now.
Yeah,
see. I mean, come on, matches. The shark roared. The shark roared.
Did it really?
It did.
Wow.
It also exploded after a mast hit it. You know what? We should do that episode, but I'm going to do it like this.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
Oh,
You're not a fan of the Jaws. Yeah.
Oh, show. I mean, it's the original is one of the greatest films ever made. I can say that. It invented the summer blockbuster. It's celebrating its 50th year this year. And Mr. Producer, if you put a picture of the shark on there, this podcast is over.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, we got to see it in the theaters again a couple summers ago. I think.
Did not.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like,
How was that? On the big
amazing. Yeah, on the big screen.
You know, I can
it
watch
was very cool.
I bet it was. I can watch it now that I have memorized every time the shark shows up.
Really?
Yeah, it took me a few years. Don't laugh at me.
Now, the reason we didn't take family vacations to the beach when we were younger is because our dad was so scared of Jaws. And it's not good.
I love that story. That's so funny.
I know. Yeah. Put your feet up on the couch so Jaws doesn't get you.
No, I do. Yeah, I put my legs up on the couch. I do. That is not a lie. That's not a lie. I watch it just like this.
Yep. I mean, he could just come right up.
He could anytime. Take a shower. You better watch that drain. But speaking of things going down the drain, we've got a good little slice of noir for you tonight. A little Hollywood mixer, if you will. A little soiree. Right.
Yeah.
Little, tell me.
This is
it off the record?
It's off the record. That's right. This is a real thing. This is a movie. If you could take movie and put it in its purest form, it would be this movie. L.A. Confidential.
L.A. Confidential. Or as some people might say, they think it's French, La Confidential.
Yeah, huge movie back in 1997 until Titanic. came out.
Did it come out before? Did it? Okay, so Titanic.
LA Confidential, I think, came out before Titanic, like just before, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I remember hearing about it from like the reviews, and like I used to read Entertainment Weekly, and all that, and seeing the specials on TV. I heard all the reviews, I heard all the things, and of course, you knew Titanic was coming. You've been hearing it for years. Like James Cameron has now drowned 30 actors to film this movie. I'm kidding. He didn't drown any actors.
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about it.
Oh, sorry. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that movie. But, I mean, like that movie stayed in theaters for what, almost 2 years. Like, it literally didn't leave. It was one of the last movies to actually do that. Yeah, because it was so popular. It did. Yeah, it kept selling tickets, and they could keep it in there. Yeah.
That's true, and they re-release it too. And Titanic is great, and we could do that on another show.
Yeah,
but this movie does not have an iceberg as the villain. Or does it?
What? No.
You heard me. Tell the kids what La Confidentielle is all about.
It's a lot. LA Confidential is a lot. Sit back, folks, because this is a tale of actors and the glitz and glamour of Hollywood and what's directly underneath that, really.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. It's like shows what's underneath.
It is what's underneath. Yeah. I agree. Set in 1953, it's when, they'd had like, I don't know if 53 was considered the golden age of Hollywood, but it's when Hollywood had finally like invaded all of America. People were getting television sets in their houses. The movies were the dominant form before. And then they ruined it by having talkies. Talkies, you see, talkies ruined the whole form of film.
Oh.
But yeah, it was a golden age. And if you went to Los Angeles, you might have a chance to get discovered or murdered. Yeah. This is like you said, 1997. Titanic gave it a month or so to breathe. It's a film noir. Like I said, set in 1953, the City of Angels. It is an all-star cast. And at the time, all-star.
At the time, there were a few people that people actually knew, and the rest of them you didn't. Like, this is the first time for quite a few people in this.
It is. It is directed and co-written by Curtis Hanson, and his other three brothers. They went off to do some other things that year in '97, and he did his own thing. He unbopped the film world.
That's right. Ooh. 1997 was a good year for movies, though.
1997 was a terrific year for movies. I agree. Yeah. And you can laugh at me all you want when I say this, but Con Air.
Oh, yeah, Con Air. Yeah, Jackie Brown was that year.
Face Off.
Was Face Off that
Face
year?
Off.
The Rainmaker. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it was in 97.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, Mimic was 97. Okay.
Yeah, I remember Mimic. Mimic was
Funny Games.
Could have been better.
Let's see. Wishmaster.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Those are all trailers we saw before we saw Face Off. That's funny.
That's right. Alien Resurrection. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. This was a big year. Other films. I'm going blank.
There's something else I was thinking too. Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich starred in The Fifth Element that year.
Yes, which we've got to do a show on. Corbin?
Yes.
Corbin? Yes.
I saw that in the theater, and I remember thinking, is this our Star Wars? This is actually really good, like... It's definitely not Star Wars, but it's very good.
Oh, it's so good. We'll save that for another podcast because I have a lot I'd like to say about that film.
Yeah.
In a good way. Any film that casts Tiny Lister Jr. as the president of Earth, I'm
Thank you. Yeah.
With it.
Oh,
yes. Yeah. I love Tiny Lister.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that aren't so tiny, this, like you said, is an all-star cast. And two of the stars were not stars yet. Two crocky Australians.
The two leads are two Australians playing American men, American cops.
What are their names?
Yeah, their names are Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
And give me a second. Oh gosh, I know.
You want me to say it?
Crap.
He's a man's man.
I remember.
Guy Pearce.
thank you. His name's
name.
literally Guy. He's literally man.
He's a guy.
Man Pearce, yeah. He's Man Pearce, yeah.
He is manly Man Pearce, yeah. Guy Pearce, who for American audiences at that time was probably known best as one of the colorful drag queens of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, a breakout hit from 1994.
I saw that, but I've never seen that movie, actually.
It's okay. I think it's
okay.
good.
I saw his performance in it on YouTube, and it was really neat. It did not look like him. Like it seemed like somebody else.
You know what? We'll go ahead and do that big, beautiful review music, and we'll continue talking about Australia.
Roll
Ready?
it.
Fosters.
Yeah, let's get into that review.
I'm just excited that Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe, because this was their Guy Pearce, his big, like I said, his biggest movie was Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. With Terrence Stamp, by the way, Zod as the lead. And do you know who played the other drag queen?
Who?
Hugo Weaving, who you might know from The Matrix. And Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, both of them.
Mr. Anderson. Yes. But this movie, LA Confidential. The reason I brought them up is because Curtis Hanson wanted to cast them, and the producers were like, nobody knows these guys. These are unknowns. They're from other country. And Curtis Hanson fought for them. And for some reason, he bargained getting Kevin Spacey, who was a very big star at the time.
Yeah.
Kim Basinger, who was a very big star at the time.
Nice pronunciation.
Danny DeVito. Huh?
Nice pronunciation, by the way.
Thank you. Okay, that's the one thing I want to step over.
Everyone called her Basinger for so long, but it really is Basinger.
So what is it? Is it Basinger?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, because I've heard both, like Basinger. Yeah. Okay, so when Batman came out, I was like, Kim Basinger.
Yeah, exactly. Because it looks like it, but I think it really is Basinger.
I think it depends on how you feel. I mean, there's a country that people pronounce different ways all the time. Qatar, Qatar, Quater. No?
True.
No. Okay. But yeah, so this movie has an all-star cast.
Yeah.
Great performances. And I just want to say up front, we are not going to comment on Kevin Spacey himself. We are going to separate the art from the artist in the show.
We're just going to say boo every time his name comes up.
But I hate to say it, his performance is one of the glues of this film.
No, yeah. I hate to say that when Kevin Spacey was good, he was good.
Oh,
holy crap, man. I hate that. But I love he was so good in this. Yeah.
He was. And without getting into the rabbit hole, my mom was one of the ones super disappointed when she found out about allegations.
Oh, yeah. And these are horrible allegations that we do take seriously. I just want to know that. Yeah.
She's like, what is going on with Kevin Spacey, y'all?
Man, and then he had people killed, maybe? What's going on there?
No, that's his character.
No. Every Christmas he was putting out like his videos and stuff.
As the character from House of Cards.
Yeah, but these people actually ended up dying.
Okay,
Okay,
we would just like to say the subsidiaries of all our sponsors do not know. I'm just kidding. But no, Kevin Spacey's performance is excellent in this film. But everybody's performance is excellent.
Yeah.
And Kim
they really needed someone known and dynamic to play that part, and they did, because that's the role. That's the literal part. Yeah.
Danny DeVito, already a huge star. Everyone knew
Danny DeVito. Yeah, I had forgot he was in this, and that was a great surprise.
Is it because he's short? That's kind of rude.
Yeah, I forgot him.
And this movie also has great supporting characters like, David Strathairn. Is that how you pronounce his name? Strathairn?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, playing Pierce Patchett. By the way, there's great names in this movie, like Bud White, Ed Exley.
I could not keep up with all the names. I was just
gosh, yeah. Dudley Smith. Pierce Patchett. These are the Stins. So basically, it's a film noir about the LAPD is trying to refurbish their image, which is kind of funny, in hindsight. In 1953, they're trying to be the kinder, gentler, funner, more LAPD, and they're also intersecting with Hollywood, so that gives more of a spotlight on them.
Yeah.
And there's a weird murder that happens that involves an ex-cop and some hookers and some Hollywood hookers.
I agree.
And there's so many pieces that weave together in this movie. I don't know if we'll be able to talk about all of them, but it works so well. You have to pay attention.
There's a lot of talking in this movie. It's like talking backdrop of the underbelly of Hollywood. Yeah. Talking, it all comes together. It weaves and
it does weave. And by the time you're at like an hour and 45, you're like, oh.
It's literally brilliant. It really is, I think.
Yes. There were so many movies.
There's a lot of subtext here, of course, the race problem. And this is a bunch of
Right.
white men carving out the world for everybody to have the perfect life through
Right.
anyone and everyone, even
It's
themselves.
it's about the American dream. Yeah.
Yeah, carving out the American
Expansion,
dream through
more
brown
highways.
people and black people, and even their self. They shit in their own bed in this movie, is what I want to say.
Yeah, no. Yeah, there are
No one's
very
safe.
few. There are very few non-corrupt people in this movie, but there are people with a heart of gold. Like, for instance, okay, I want to say before we get to the review, the 3 tiers of the 3 main cops: Kevin Spacey, Guy Pearce, and Russell Crowe. So Kevin Spacey is a Hollywood cop who is actually he's a consultant on a TV show called
Badge of
Honor, starring America's sweetheart Matt McCoy. If you don't remember Matt McCoy, his biggest performance was the husband in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle from 1992 with Rebecca De Mornay.
Wow, I remember that movie, but I don't remember it.
Okay, that was his. He was in a few things after that, and then he went straight to video. But I have seen him recently on stuff like he was on Silicon Valley for a couple seasons.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So he's a consultant. He's been at his career longer. He's a bit jaded. He works narcotics, which meant at the time busting marijuana, the wacky weed.
Yeah, I know wacky weed.
Then you got Bud White, who is kind of in the middle. He has a good heart and wants to do the right thing, but also has a violent temper and a hatred in his heart for wife beaters, as we all should.
Yeah, true.
He does not stomach you hitting a lady. Okay. Then you got Guy Pearce's Ed Exley, who is new, and his dad has a legacy at the LAPD, and he's trying to live up to that. And Ed Exley he wants to do the right thing too. He's got a good heart and soul, but he's also really ambitious.
Yes.
He's not afraid to step over people, be they bad or good.
That's true.
There you go. So what do you think Siskel and Ebert thought?
I don't know. I'd be surprised if they don't like this movie. But with Unforgiven, or it's like the movie of the year, and they both hated it, and at least Ebert changed his mind on that. I hope Siskel did later. But
I still cannot believe that. Yeah, I'm shocked.
It could go that way. But I think they're gonna like this a lot because they enjoy smart movies. They enjoy actors' performances. And this has all of that. Yeah, this is everything you want in a bag of chips.
It is. It's like Pulp Fiction. You think the critics loved it. It's got to be a boring talk.
Yeah.
No.
I was thinking in the first 15 minutes, what did I get myself into? This isn't going to be as good as I remember. I'm sure of it. And it was every bit as good as I remember, and then some.
I agree. In the first few minutes, when you hear Danny DeVito playing a sleazy tabloid journalist who works for a magazine called Hush, Hush.
Yeah.
And he's describing LA and what it has and what it does, and he's the Hollywood stars and Mickey Cohen, the gangster, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, it had me. I loved it. I rented it in '98 when it came to video VHS, and I watched the heck out of it.
And I bought it on DVD. My brother says he doesn't remember, but I thought he liked it more than I did, so I guess not.
The story is that apparently Matches and his brother had a copy of LA Confidential on DVD when DVD was really new and fresh.
Oh, yeah, it's fresh and so exciting.
Didn't you have just a handful of DVDs? You were like, these are mine. They cost a year's salary.
I tried to get the best ones I could get. I had the game. We're going to do the games.
You had Sphere?
Sphere, which is not a good movie. I mean, it's okay.
Thank you. I thought you loved it, and I was so afraid to say that. I was like,
I really liked the book. I read the book. It was fine.
I feel
yeah. And I mean, I liked parts of the movie, but it wasn't a good movie overall. No.
But this is a good movie.
Yes, this is a very good movie.
Yes, and we're going to see what Siskel and Ebert thought because this was on many top 10 lists at the end of the year.
I bet it was on mine.
So whenever you're ready, let's roll that noir footage in full color this time.
Director Curtis Hanson has come up with a very complicated but cleanly told story based on the novel by the best-selling author James Ellroy. The portrait of L.A. as a sin and exploitation center begins as we watch a veteran sergeant, Kevin Spacey, conspire with a sleazy rascal, a tabloid publisher, Danny DeVito, to arrange and photograph a drug bust of a young actor.
Freeze! Police! Come on. Come on. Let's go.
I got my family coming out tomorrow.
Nice Christmas gift, won't it?
Hi, Tammy.
All right.
Hi, Matt.
Right over here. Just turn.
Hold it. Got it.
Right,
The movie
here we
premiere
go.
pot
Here you
bus.
go. Take care.
Enter a young obsessed cop played by a bright new face, Russell Crowe, who investigates a mysterious businessman played by David Strathairn.
I needed a...
It is pronounced
Okay. That's you were talking about, right?
Yeah, David Strathairn.
Okay, yeah.
He's
He
so
was,
good.
what else was he in?
Oh my gosh.
I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, that's the same guy. Like,
We Are Marshall. I'm thinking lots of action films, but I can't remember the name. He usually plays like the kind of nervous guy or the straight-laced guy. And this movie, he's the sleazy. He has his fingers in a lot of sleazy pies. One of them being prostitutes that are, well, they say cut up, but plastic surgery in its early days to look like Hollywood starlets.
Okay.
So if you want to have a
right.
date with Jane Wyman or a date with Marilyn Monroe or I don't know, James Cagney. James Cagney.
Yeah, he was just taking these like all American girls from all over the place and
They were trying to be
making up
actresses.
to look like the actresses.
Yeah,
it's
but
pretty
he
cool.
also has his money in a lot of legal things too, which means he's got a lot at stake. Yeah. So yeah, don't let me forget to talk about one of those ladies after we start. But yeah.
Okay, here we go.
The Rita Hayworth to fill out my little studio.
A little studio.
Oh, there's Gardner, Russell, Monroe, Turner. And Bracken is my Veronica Lake. I use girls that look like movie stars. Sometimes I employ a plastic surgeon. When the work had been done, that's when you saw it.
The same cop is drawn to a beautiful hooker played by Kim Basinger. LA Confidential has a gorgeous palette thanks to cinematographer Dante Spinati. His credits include The Last of the Mohegans, Pete, and Nell. This is a world-class talent.
You're different, Officer White.
He likes it. That's good.
Yeah,
Like,
he's right. It does look good.
I think it's funny. I saw on this little documentary on YouTube that the director had like old movies and different parts he wanted these actors to study because, like I said, this is a lot of talking and there's no main character. They're all the character. The city's the character. You know,
this is very
so
much.
they had no idea. You don't know from reading a script what it's going to look like, what it's going to be. You know, and so they were just like, I don't know if I could do this. He's like, watch this, do this. They did that with the David guy. Because he was brought on the last minute. He really didn't know if he could do it, but they showed him an old movie. It was like, just do it like he does, and he's like, okay, I got it.
Yeah, the accents alone. They him and Crow, Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe worked with the dialect coach for like months.
Yeah,
you know, to get the American. You know, and it's weird because you rarely see Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe acting with their regular accents.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yep,
those American accents down.
Oh, hey, Russell Crowe, his biggest film before this was probably The Quick and the Dead. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, he wasn't known back. He was known after this. Like this got his big start, really. But
he was critically known because he was in a few films like Romper Stomper, which was like an early 90s neo-Nazi romp. I didn't actually see it, but I remember reading a review in Rolling Stone. So I was like, oh, this must be something.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
You're the first man in 5 years that didn't tell me I look like Veronica Lake inside of a minute.
You look better than Veronica Lake. And there's another.
Smooth.
Ooh, I would have said you look like Vicky Vale.
That Wendell Bud. What was the name?
Wendell Bud White.
White, yeah, because they kept calling him Bud the whole time. At the end, they were calling him Wendell. I was like, what is his name? I'm so confused.
Who is this mystery of a man?
Which one was Jack? Oh, God. You know,
no.
The whole time.
I know, Jack Vincennes. That was Kevin Spacey's character's name.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And Guy Pearce right there, frozen, is Ed Exley, who they call X a lot. X. Hey, X.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, Exley, like you said, the script, everyone looked at the script and said, I don't like these people. I don't like any of these people. Yeah. And then they started to film it and they were like, okay. You know?
Yeah. I mean, they all have their problems. Every one of them.
They do.
Perfect Exley has his problems.
Yes. All three are likable and have unlikable qualities.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, there's one time I can't remember. He was talking to a Bud or whatever, and he was so mean to him. We were like, "Oh my God!" Like I know he's kind of a bad dude, but like, holy God, slow down.
Are you talking about Exley?
Exley, yeah, talking.
Yes. Well, he's got that passive aggressive, like, well, if that's what you want to wear and you're okay with that, I guess that's all right.
That and he's like got a hall monitor, kind of like
he does, bad boy,
but something.
Like I said, there's like a desire to do good there, and it's a Boy Scout, right? He's a Boy Scout.
Yeah, but we'll see. He'll do anything to get ahead.
Yes, but he also wants to do the right thing.
He does. He wants to do the right thing, but he will do anything to get ahead.
And his dad was a legend.
Yeah, that's right. Okay,
and we will talk about that. Let's see what happens next.
I hope he takes his glasses off. Everyone wants him to take his
I
glasses.
hope she takes her wig off. That's a wig. She's got a mohawk under there.
Not a wig. Take it back.
Another young, steely, ambitious cop who was central to this story, and he, played by Guy Pearce, also has his eye on Basinger.
I see Bud because I want to. I see Bud because he can't hide the good inside of him. I see Bud because he doesn't know how to disguise who he is. I see Bud for all the ways he's different from you.
I see Bud because he smells good.
Don't understand me, Miss Bracken.
I know it had to happen, I guess, but like I just don't understand why after that they started making out furiously. Like
I don't either. It becomes a weird love triangle that's never truly resolved, but she does, spoiler, she does end up with Bud at the end.
That's good, yeah. And I know she's, a hooker and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah,
it was kind of
but-
like, why did that happen? Just so the other stuff could happen later,
Yeah, like he doesn't like Bud, but it almost seems like what's the purpose? Is he's not trying to hurt Bud, but I mean,
Yeah.
and Bud's not paying, right? He's seeing her for real. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yep.
All
All right,
go.
let's go on.
It was hard to predict the storyline of LA Confidential, and I really enjoyed that about this picture. And again, the photography. The 50s have never looked better in the movies. LA Confidential is a very confident movie. It's not Chinatown, it's Hollywood, and it's very good.
It is.
It reminds me of the way they're like filming like the studio looks. It's I know it's modern days or whatever, but they kind of make it look like Hollywood,
Oh yeah, everything you'd ever want inside a building.
Yeah, it's really. Have you seen the studio yet?
What studio? Oh, the
studio.
show, the studio on Apple.
Yes.
I have not.
Oh, it's fantastic. Now
Okay.
I know you have your problems with old Seth Rogen, who's
I
been
used to
around
love
for too
Seth
long.
Rogen. I do, and somehow he's just kind of wore out his welcome.
Yeah, well, I would say like the studio is a whole bunch of people that love movies and love TV and are so good at their jobs because they do stuff that the normal person wouldn't even notice or care about, but it's just masterfully done. Like there's one about Sarah Polley directing a movie, and they're trying to get this one shot in one shot, like whatever they call it, a oneer or whatever. And the whole
One
entire
take.
episode from the studio to that place to wherever is
one
all
take?
one continuous shot.
Wow.
And it's like when you go back watching it, it's like holy crap, it's insane.
That's awesome. Okay.
It's very, very good. It reminded me in a way of Once Upon a Time in America in the sense that it had such a lot of different threads of plot that all came around and at the end all turned out to be connected.
It's very
in that
well
way,
written.
it's also like Chinatown, but good performances from one end to the other. This Guy Pearce.
Did you ever see Chinatown?
I did not, but I know enough about it that I don't have to see it. But I know it's considered one of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah, exactly. I really do want to see it. I've never seen it.
Hey,
And,
matches, relax. It's Chinatown.
That's right.
Don't worry about it. It's
Is
Chinatown.
really good. He's a newcomer who has a real presence on the
He
screen.
can stare directly into the screen, and it's dramatic.
Yes,
And that's the nature of stardom.
Kim Basinger is very good here because she's a wounded woman who's trying to
Good
do
casting to pick her.
what she's trying to do, what she thinks is right, and it turns out to be what's wrong. But then also the whole sleazy era of Confidential magazine
Yes.
and the beginning of gossip and the beginning of paparazzi, if you will. It's all there.
And to find the drama in that, it looks right. I mean, it just, again, the look. I'm seeing scenes we've seen
You get
countless
more-
times
yes,
before,
you get
but it
more
looks good.
and more absorbed at the end. James Cromwell, you didn't mention, the
Yes.
police captain who's in charge of everyone and what he has to do with the plot.
There we go. All right, there's our boys. Yeah, they got it right.
They did. The Chinatown connection is very accurate if you know Chinatown, which is basically,
Really?
Beautiful Los Angeles with a dirty underbelly, like you said.
Yeah, that's right.
Corrupt.
Okay.
Corruption, the corrupt people. No, they got it right. I agree with everything they said. The performances are great.
Mhm.
The look is great. The music, it's got that little trumpet, that little, wow, what's going to happen next?
It does. Oh, I love that.
It does. It might be a saxophone. I don't know my
Yeah.
drums. Anyway.
Or whatever. I can't do it, but I know.
I know what you're talking about. It's like
a muted, high-pitched trumpet, I think.
Yeah, and it's almost in the background. And you can see a guy like smoking a cigarette or gets the
Yeah,
leg
yeah.
closed,
She walked in, her legs reached the sky. I don't... You get it.
One ear was bigger than the other, and I swear she wobbled.
That's right. One foot dragged the ground. to
That's
say.
right. What's a dame like this doing in a matchbox with me? So this movie is so good, and talked about the performances, and they praised Kim Basinger, as Ebert called her.
Okay, maybe it is, but I've heard
You
other
don't know who
people
she
say
is?
Passenger. I've seen Passenger.
Nope, not Passenger. But speaking of, it's so funny. Of all the great performances in this movie, and this is not a diss in any way,
Yeah.
I felt the same way about The Departed. And I'll tell you the connection in a second. So in this movie, hold on, The Departed, you got to say it like that, The Departed.
Departed, yeah.
The Departed, yeah. So in this movie, you've got great performances from Spacey, from Pierce, from Crow, from James Cromwell.
Agreed.
Okay? Dana DeVito, okay? But of all the people to get nominated, only Kim Basinger was nominated for an Academy Award and won as Best Supporting. And
was anybody else nominated for it and didn't
nobody
win?
else. No.
Wow.
This movie was nominated for Best Picture and so many other things. And I think it won some other award, maybe costume, maybe.
Well, she'd been around and doing it for ages at this point. So I feel like she just got her due that way. Like everyone else deserved it, but no one knew them. So I don't think it would have been like, I don't know. Sometimes they seem set up to me, you know.
Really? Because, you know, Kevin Spacey's he was nominated before. Actually, he won the year before for Usual Suspects.
Oh, did he really?
Or 2 years before. He won in 96. My bad.
Okay. Yeah, that's what everyone knew him from when this came out. And that made him a huge star. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was already big. Yeah, he was already big. Well, you know, I thought he deserved an Oscar for See No Evil, Hear No Evil with Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, but that's neither here nor there.
I didn't know he was in that.
That is it. And some critics consider that his worst performance. But
wow.
Because he's a little over the top. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That movie owns a special place in my heart, but I know it's not loved by a lot of people. But it's good. It's good. Anyway, back to the lecture at hand. So Kim Basinger wins Best Supporting Actress, which I feel like she definitely deserved because she gives a very understated, subtle. She's not over the top.
Yeah.
Which is not to say the actors who are over the top in this movie are bad. But she gives a very understated performance. She's a bruised dame, but with a stature and a facade.
Yeah, and this is like, holy crap, you can act. When did you learn how to do that? You know, I don't want to say it's bad, but you know what I'm saying, right? All of a sudden, she plays this flawlessly.
right? Because before that, she'd been known as the sexy woman, 9.5 weeks. And as my mom called her, the screamer from Batman. All she does is scream in that movie.
Oh, okay. I was going somewhere else.
No.
It's like, what are y'all watching with her?
9.5 weeks with Batman.
Taking notes.
You can leave your hat on.
See the Red Shoe Diaries?
Funny you should mention that because there is an actress in this film who was on an episode of that. I've heard.
I believe you.
Now that actress started off as a model, and I gotta say this is a woman I had a huge crush on because to me she started out in Sports Illustrated as a swimsuit model because I used to read the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Okay, awesome. Amber Smith is her name. Now she's never gotten as big as Kim Basinger. Yeah. She's been in a few big movies. She was also in American Beauty, apparently with Kevin Spacey in a tiny role. Yeah, she's never had tiny roles. And in this movie, she has a tiny role, but a very important role as Susan Lefferts.
Is it the nose girl?
She's the girl with the nose. Okay, so the Christmas night, Bud is with his partner, Stensland, because we got to remember that because he's important to the plot.
Yep.
And they come upon this liquor store where they're getting liquor for the police precinct Christmas party, which is not a good idea, as you find out later.
Yeah.
And he sees in the back of the car, there's Pierce Patchett, played by Straith Aaron. There's a tough guy, and Kim Basinger, she's getting the liquor, and there's Amber Smith with a huge, bandage on her nose. So immediately, he is the
he's like, is that dame getting roughed up? Not on my watch.
And she says, I'm fine, mister. It's not what you think.
Yeah.
Apparently she'd had a nose job to look like Rita Hayworth.
Yeah, we find that out later. Yeah.
Yes, which is funny because as a model, she was compared to Rita Hayworth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
She's done a few things in and out after that. She was on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew on VH1 a few times. She let drugs get her, but she's doing good now. She's doing good now. But I loved Amber Smith. She's beautiful. And I wanted to tell you real quick the Departed connection. So The Departed, to me, one of my favorite films, won Best Picture. Okay, at the Oscars, had so many great performances. You had Jack Nicholson, you had Alec Baldwin, you had Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not going to get on that table with you. You had Matt Damon, you had Vera I can't remember her name, but she was great.
Vera Farmiga. Yeah.
Farmiga, there you go. Anthony Anderson. So many great performances in this movie. And the
forgot
only
about
one
Anthony.
nominated. Huh?
I forgot about Anthony Anderson.
He is forgotten in that movie.
Is he the one that got nominated?
No, the only one that got nominated was Marky Mark. Mark Wahlberg. His first and so far only. Yeah, and
did he win?
You know, when he got nominated, he said, "How's your mother? How's your mother?" No, he did not.
Did he win?
He did not win.
Okay.
But that was the movie that finally gave me respect for him as an actor.
Because it was very good.
He was very good. He's a key part of that film. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just shocked. I was like, of all the actors, just Marky Mark.
Yeah.
So there you go. So this movie, like you said, tons of plots. It is based on the third of 4 sets of novels called the LA Quartet by David Elliott, I think is
because it's got real Black Dahlia vibes.
Okay. Yes.
It really does.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of real life stuff, Hush Hush is the name of the magazine and, quarterly in this movie. It's based on a real one called Confidential, as Roger Ebert mentioned.
Oh, that's what he's talking about. Okay.
Yeah, which was the beginnings of Hollywood tabloid journalism. Little, hey, what's going on behind the scenes, And at the very beginning, when Jack Vincennes is doing a televised bust, do you know who he's busting?
Where? When? I'm sorry.
Do you know who he's busting for marijuana at the very beginning?
No.
Because see, what Danny DeVito's character does is he finds the sleaze, pays Vincennes a little off the top, tells him where to do it, and he gets the rights to film it and take pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's busting the mentalist, Simon Baker, in a very small role at that time.
Really?
Yes. And he makes the trifecta of Australian actors. I didn't know he was Australian.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah. I wonder if they were roommates in college, all 3 of them.
Who's that? Wait, are you serious?
No, I don't know. I said, I wonder if they are. They were.
Oh, and Danny DeVito was probably their homework teacher? No.
Yeah.
But yeah, he busts Simon Baker, who's a struggling actor, and which I thought was cool. The Mentalist was in this movie. I completely forgot,
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. And he's more than in The Mentalist. He's in a lot of stuff, I think.
He is, yeah.
Is he in The Ring too? I don't know.
Yeah.
The Ring also?
I don't remember.
I don't know. But let's talk about the plot if we can. The book had like 8 plot lines that somehow the screenwriters were able to boil down to 3.
Yeah. I mean, they threw in what they could. The kitchen sink is in this.
It is literally, because you don't know where it's going. You see, you see the LAPD trying to refurbish its image because on Christmas night they bring in some Latinos, some Mexicans who they said were suspects in a police meeting, and the story keeps changing. Did you notice that?
What do you mean?
Well, okay, the story of what happened to the 2 officers who were ambushed and beaten changes. They're like, I heard one of them's in a coma and one of them can't ever walk again. And Exley's like, they've got bruises. They're fine.
Yeah, that's funny.
They said they got like a broken thing and some bruises. And the story keeps going around and they're like, hey, they're in lockup. So a bunch of drunk officers. And not all the officers in this movie are corrupt.
Yeah, but not all of them. Most of them are.
Yeah, it's kind of like Gotham City, right?
It's true. Yeah. It really do be like that.
Yeah, it do be like that.
Did you watch the new Daredevil series?
No, I haven't seen it because I can't change my parental settings on Disney.
I was going to say they literally in Los Angeles have gangs of cops that go around like being gangs, basically, and, like in Los Angeles. And that's what this felt like. It was like the precursor to.
Oh, I like that. I like how you wrap that in there. Mm-hmm. That's tasty. Yeah. So you've got the cops who some of them are like beat first, ask questions later. There's a bit of a racial thing because, they go out, they may not even be the guys who ambushed the cops, but they knew they were Mexicans. So they just go after they beat them up. They get captured on film. They get pictures. There's a news guy there and he just happens to capture the pictures. Bloody Christmas. Okay? And then one of the cops, Ed Exley is the only one that will come forward and testify against the cops. White won't do it. Vincennes won't do it, even though they're good cops.
White wanted to stop everything, and then he got his feelings hurt and went to town on the guy. And it was like, come on.
And then Vincennes just happened to get blood on his shirt because they were both like, hey, settle down. They were like, hey, punch. Yeah. And they lock Exley in a cell or a closet. Right? Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
So Exley comes forward, and of course, the guy, I guess he's the police commissioner. He's pleased, but you can tell James Cromwell, who's the captain of everyone, he is not pleased. He's no. So he tries to get Bud White suspended or off the force. Vincennes gets a little suspended from his TV show. And they decide to pin most of it on White's old partner, Stens. played by a guy whose name I can't remember, but he's a character actor who you know is slovenly big guy in a lot of movies. Yes,
that's
he
true.
usually plays a general, a cop, a nice guy, a bad guy. Yeah. So then later, Stens dies in a diner shootout, a mob-style diner shootout that also just happens to kill Amber Smith's character.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kicks it all up. What's that?
What was she doing there?
What was she
doing there?
Why was he with her?
Yeah.
And there's so much just wrapped up, and the threads start being pulled.
Yeah.
And Cromwell is recruiting White since he's sort of suspended as so Mickey Cohen was the gangster who got arrested before the movie even started. And there's a vacuum in LA for the crime kingpin. So what Cromwell's trying to do, which you think is a good thing at first, he's trying to discourage out-of-town criminals and mob bosses and kingpins from coming. So he recruits White as a muscle. They would kidnap the bad guys, punch him in the motel room in the sleazy little motel, and encourage them not to come to LA. And at first you're like, well, that's a good thing. They're trying to stop the crime, But then all these other people who are trying to be the budding crime people, they keep getting killed by mysterious two-man teams of gunmen.
Oh, wow, yeah.
There was a lot. There are so many plates spinning in this plot. Basically, even since White and Exley get drawn into the night out killings, because all of a sudden they finger 3 black men as the suspects who killed everyone. Yeah. And unfortunately,
they said they were shooting shotguns off in the park or something like that.
Yeah. And because they're black, they're like, well, it won't mean anything if we, take them in. And then they find out that the 3 guys had kidnapped a Latina woman and had used her as,
They thought they were being fingered as like a kidnapper, rapist kind of situation, I guess.
Yes. So they end up getting killed in the crossfire. Exley is seen as a hero for saving the day and solving the murders, but he thinks it can't be that simple. And then Vincent starts pulling more strings, and Simon Baker ends up getting killed because they were going to set him up with the is he the police commissioner? I think he's the police commissioner who apparently likes the men. And Simon Baker's character is, as Danny DeVito says, AC Doocy. Nice. And then he ends up getting his throat slit, and Kevin Spacey feels terrible because he helps set it up. Yeah. And then Kevin Spacey goes to visit Captain Dudley Smith, aka James Cromwell. Tell them what happens.
Yeah. Well, what happens is he knows a little too much at this point for Cromwell's taste, and we find out that Cromwell is actually the bad guy here. Yep. He's the one shitting in his own bed. He's the one that's the sins of our fathers start with that guy.
Yes, shoots him in his kitchen.
Yes,
and did you see it coming when you first saw it?
I don't think so. I mean, at that point, they're kind of foreshadowing it a little bit. I think because the way he's looking at him and the way they're looking at each other. I don't know, but not really. It's like
Spacey's pulling threads, and he sees there's a connection between the guy who was driving Patchett's limo. He was an ex-cop. And Stensland, who was apparently dating Amber Smith's character. And there's heroin missing, and there's a crime vacuum. And turns out Cromwell is, along with Stensland and Meeks, the guy I was talking about, he has them killed. And then he's taking over the operation. Yeah. Danny DeVito's helping him. He kills him.
Yeah. Danny DeVito's helping everybody, but
he really is. He's got his hand.
But he was really helping Cromwell, and Cromwell's just
he's pure evil.
Yeah. He really is.
Here's one of my favorite parts of the movie. So Exley is telling a story to Kevin Spacey because they're working together a little, and he tells him about how his dad, Mr. Exley Sr., was killed off duty by some, crazy bum. And he tells him, he goes, the guy's name was, I called him Rollo Tomasi.
Yes.
Yes. And why does he call him Rollo Tomasi?
Because it's a made up name?
It's a made up name.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
It symbolizes the guy who gets away with it.
Yeah, the guy who gets away with it. Yeah.
Yep.
So his last thing that he says to Cromwell is Rollo Tomasi.
Kevin Spacey, he looks at him and goes, Rollo, he's the guy who's getting away with it.
Good on him. Yeah.
And he laughs. And then Cromwell gives himself away after they talk about, finding Spacey's body, and we're going to find his killer. He goes up to Exley, he's like, do you know a Rollo Tomasi?
Yeah.
And Exley's like,
oh, it's you. Buddy.
It's you. And the then whole time. Then they
was
show
brilliant,
Bud
I
White.
thought.
Oh, go ahead.
That
I'm
was
so sorry I
brilliant.
interrupted
It
you.
was brilliant. I thought, that was
Yes.
some like Kaiser Sose level stuff there.
Yes. Yeah.
It was good.
You can call it gaslighting.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Cromwell's trying to position all these pieces to take care of each other. Like he makes Dana DeVito do a fake thing, a fake confession where it makes it seem like Ed Exley, has something to do with it. Then they show them pictures of Exley and Kim Basinger together, which you said that little tryst. And so they're going to try to have White kill Exley. And that scene when he is mopping the police office with him, and then Exley tells him, he's like, you're being used. And White's like, I know.
Yeah. It's like, I can't stop myself.
Yeah, so
My
then
woman.
they become like reluctant best friends. They're
Yeah.
like Smokey and the Bandit. Thelma and Louise. No,
Something like
Woody
that.
and Buzz. Yeah, they start working together, and I don't have to go into great detail of the plot, but let's just say everything works together well. Bud White ends up getting shot but living, and Exley kills Cromwell. And at the very end, even though he did the right thing, the police department realized they cannot have this get out, that their big guy, their head guy, was also the drug kingpin.
Yeah.
So they make it seem like he was killed by everybody else, that he was a hero too. And Exley's like, I could live with that. He's like, as long as I get a promotion.
Yeah. I mean, like he'll do anything to get on top, and that's just the easiest way for everyone, I guess. But I can't believe he gets away with it. Cromwell literally dies a hero.
He does
for Exley to get on top, and oh man.
But if you think about it, though, Exley did do the right thing because the bad guy's dead.
Yeah.
So he killed the bad guy. He stopped the operation. So you might as well profit from it. The truth should come out. It's kind of like the ending of Dark Knight, where Batman decides to take the rap for all the murders. And then at the end, in Dark Knight Rises, Gary Oldman's like, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
You remember that? So it's kind of like, it's kind of like a good was done, but there was a lie. It was built on a lie.
Yeah, it's true, and I don't like that. But I mean, like, that's what makes it a good movie,
Like, that's what makes it a
pulling
great
on
movie.
you. You're just like, oh god, I can't stand it, but oh, what a good movie.
Yes, I hope I did it justice, and I wasn't trying to say every single detail of it.
No, good. Yeah,
There's a lot that I missed, though. It's so many great performances, and then people that you see now, you're like, oh, I know them now. Like Simon Baker.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It's such a good movie, though. If I'd just seen it like earlier, I'd have more to talk about, I think. But I watched it a couple days ago, and the memories.
Oh, that's funny. That
short-term memory's going, y'all.
What'd you say?
What?
Speaking of short-term memory, it's funny you should say that, because Guy Pearce was in a few movies in between that. He was in Ravenous. Do you remember the cult cannibal romp called Ravenous in 1999?
That sounds familiar, but I don't know.
With what's his name from? Oh gosh, what is his name from? Trainspotting and that bad James Bond film. I cannot think of his name. You know who I'm talking about?
The bad James, the one with Christmas
Full Monty.
Jones.
He was in the Full Monty. Yes, the one with Dr. Christmas Jones.
Okay, I probably know.
He was in. I can't remember his name. If you can remember his name, email me right now. Anyway, so he was in Ravenous, but then he was in a little movie called Memento.
Yes.
Memento. Yes,
Indeed,
which made him and Christopher Nolan the top of the pops, baby.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah, household
I do.
names. Let's do it.
I do love Guy Pearce. Yeah. Gladiator was Russell Crowe's big one. And, he was nominated for an Oscar before that for a movie called, was it Inside Man with Al Pacino, where he was like, taking the smoking industry down or something?
I didn't realize that. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. That was his critical hit. And then Gladiator came back, and everyone loved Gladiator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, I was working, everyone except for this guy. I was working at a music store at the time, and this lady comes in and she takes the video. She goes, "Have you seen The Gladiator?" And I'm like, "It's not thee, ma'am." I didn't say that, but on the inside, I was like, "It's not thee."
It's fine. I call it The Gladiator too. It's fine.
Well, a few months earlier, there was a movie that came out, and I know I've told you the story, but I'm going to tell on the podcast now. There was a movie that came out called Romeo Must Die with Jet Li and the late great Aaliyah. Okay, it had a huge soundtrack. It was very popular.
Yeah.
Two people on 2 different days at the music store on the same weekend I worked at came in. One lady said, "Have you got the soundtrack for Romeo Must Kill Himself?"
Oh yeah.
And I said,
Romeo must kill himself.
I I said, we've got the soundtrack for Romeo Must Die. And I'm thinking, how do you get that from that? The next day, a guy comes in. I don't know if they live together. If they were related. He goes, yes. Have you seen that movie, Romeo Must Kill Himself? And I'm like, how is this going around? This is
wild.
a thing.
Yeah, I love that story. It's very good, and it's just it's so funny. That's
Have you
weird. That movie was in the news recently because Jet Li was talking about how great Aaliyah was, and that if she had lived, they would have done 2 more together, and he would have really loved to have done that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she was great. Wasn't she supposed to be in the Matrix sequels? Or am I wrong? Am I wrong? That Jada Pinkett.
I think they were talking about it. Like maybe she was supposed to be Jada Pinkett.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, well then she snatched her wig. Anyway, oh no, I'm about to get slapped. Where's Will Smith? Is Will Smith here?
I don't know.
I have one more thing to say about this movie.
Okay.
Did you know there was a attempted sequel? I did not know this. Around 2020, Curtis Hanson or Brian Hegel, one of them, the co-writer, they tried to present. I've got it written down. They went to Netflix apparently, and they were trying to put together a sequel with Chadwick Boseman in the lead role, and it was going to be set in 1974. And Guy Pearce and Russell Crowe were going to make little cameos, appear as their characters, like this is them now. And it fell apart. Well, first because Boseman died a little bit after that, but then when they went in for the meeting, apparently the Netflix executives fell asleep.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. That's what I read. This is what happened.
Wow, that's crazy.
So
I
they're
mean,
like,
it's crazy and professional. One, like, who are you, Netflix? Fuck you, Netflix. Seriously. 1, 2. I want this. I want this so bad.
You want LA Confidential too?
Limited series. Come on, it's perfect.
Dude, I can see it. Timothy Chalamet, Sydney Sweeney.
God.
No, she's got that kind of, Baba Boom, femme fatale. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
I'm talking about Timothy Chalamet. I'm talking about has the Baba Boom, femme fatale look. Am I wrong? It's Shamalama Ding Dong, baby.
No, he can do anything, that boy.
Dude, he was only the second actor to be both the host and musical guest on Saturday Night Live. And I mean actor, because there have been singers who've done both. You remember who the first one was?
Brittany?
No, it was no. The actor, not a singer.
Actor, not a singer. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm talking about like actor first.
Let me think. Was it Jeff Bridges?
No. It was Gary Busey, because he had been nominated for the Buddy Holly movie, and he played songs as Buddy Holly, and this is before the accident.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So Timothy Chalamet recently hosted and played Bob Dylan songs.
That's cool. Yeah, I knew that, and I knew he chose some deep cuts like that nobody really do. And I was
He did.
Of course he did, but
he chose some B-sides. I think I recognized one of the songs, but it was pretty cool.
Really,
it's a good episode. Yeah,
I'll watch it eventually.
Speaking of good episodes, is there anything else you want to say about LA Confidence?
No, I think that's about it for me.
Oh, okay. You think that'll do it? Let's see my notes here. No, I don't think I have anything else in my notes. It's a great movie. I know I found out what fleur de lis meant because of the movie.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Whatever you desire.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
That was the name of Pierce Patchett's company. He's like fleur de lis.
Yep.
And then there was fleur de Coca-Cola. Whatever you can drink.
Fleur de Coca-Cola.
Fleur. Well, fleur de matches. Are we ready to rate?
I'm ready to rate. Let's go ahead and rate this bad boy.
I have a rating system for this, but I didn't set it up before, so I'll just explain. You can go first, though.
Okay. I'm going to give LA Confidential. How did you know? I was going to give it 5 muted trumpets out of 5.
Oh, I didn't mean to spoil it.
No, you're good. That's actually perfect.
This is great. Okay, I meant to sit mine up. There is a scene where Bud White is investigating, because him and Sins were partners. He was investigating. He's following his trail, and he goes to Amber Smith's character's mom's house, and she, explains that I didn't like her boyfriend. I think his name was Stens or something like that, and I didn't approve of her. And then he finds Meek's body underneath the house that Stens killed. Okay, so then as he's leaving, she goes, "What did you find? My Susie was a good girl." So I'm giving it 5. My Susie was a good girl out of Amber Smith's.
All right, that works. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because that woman was pretty nice. She's like, don't go out there. Don't mind that smell. Don't open that. Like
Yeah.
she knew
What'd she
something
say?
was going on, but she
A
really
rat died
didn't.
or something.
Yeah, she wanted to believe the best of her Susie. She really did.
She
And
did.
her
And I don't think
friends.
Susie did anything wrong. Except
No,
for
I
the
think it was
looking.
her friends, definitely.
Yeah, she was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, that is LA Confidential. You can find it on Hulu. You can
it's on
find
Hulu
it
right
at
now.
Match's house on DVD still.
It is long. I don't have the DVD anymore, I don't think.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember you sold Twilight. And no,
Probably,
I don't
yeah.
mean. Vampire Twilight.
The 1998 Twilight. Yes, I owned it on DVD. I
love
know
that movie.
why.
There is no shame
It
in
was
liking
good,
that
though.
movie.
Yeah, I might have seen it on Siskel and Ebert and been like, okay, I'm gonna rent that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
buy
I
that.
feel like that was a half and half. Like some critics liked it, some didn't.
Yeah.
And I think it did decent at the box office. It was a crime thriller for old people.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Right? And now we're old.
Yeah, we're gonna love it.
Yeah, we're on the QT and very hush. Speaking of short subjects, what's coming up next?
Coming up next, we have Shannon Sainz of Salazar.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, everybody. How's it going? I'm Randy
Johnny.
Watson. No,
Oh no.
we'll save that for another movie. Cousin
Oh,
Randy.
why?
Cousin Randy. Speaking of Randy, tonight I'm not going to do the theme song. Now, usually I do a theme song about our film or our show. I decided to call it a favor, if you will. And I got one of America's premier talent. You know him from movies. You know him from other things. You know him from thinking, did he just come from the dentist? Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Newman.
Oh no.
Hey, everybody. It's me, Randy Newman. How's it going?
Is
We're
that what
gonna
Randy
sing a
Newman
song.
looks like?
Yes, this is what Randy Newman looks like. If he went through a blender, it's true.
Okay.
Are you ready for my song matches?
I sure am, Thurman.
Don't talk back. I'm not Thurman Merman. Stop saying that.
Thurman
Here we
Merman.
go. It's time for Randy. You ready to get Randy? I
Get
love
ready.
a lot of things. Okay, pretend
Okay.
there's a piano. Look at Kevin Spacey. He liked the fame, but Danny DeVito got him working his shame. Wants to do the right thing, not just arrest the mentalist. Do. There's Russell Crowe. He got a temper, but a good heart because he hates white beaters. There's that guy Pierce. He's an ambitious dude. Do. From the crime wave to the highway, from Kim Basinger or Kim Basinger, everybody knows somebody. Looks like another perfect case. I love LA. Confidential. Come on, man. This is where you help me out. I want you to say, I love it. You ready? Police corruption.
I love it.
Danny DeVito.
I love it.
The guy from Babe. He's the villain.
I love it.
Kim Basinger.
I love it.
Amber Smith.
I love it.
Yeah, we love it. Oh, I have another. If you don't like that, I have another one that I wrote exclusively about the partnership of Bud and Ed Exley. It's totally original. Would you like to hear it?
I suppose so, Randy Newman.
Here we go. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. We might try to kill each other, and we might sleep with the same hooker. You got a friend in me. Oh, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Do. Ba-ba-da-pop-pop, yeah. Okay, I gotta go. See you later. The heck was that? Was there a Muppet that just
Something
ran
like
in there?
that.
Oh my gosh. Well, what'd you think of Randy Newman? Do you think we can keep him on staff?
Absolutely not. No, he's fired.
No. We can pay him in No-Dos and EL Fudge and he will be fine.
Immediately gone.
Oh, all right. But just remember, I love to see you smile.
Oh man. Oh man.
Speaking of smile, cut. Speaking of smile, here comes a part of the show that makes everybody smile. I hope. What is it?
It's the.
Can I do it like Randy Newman?
I guess so.
Okay, it's the video movie corner. Pick of the week. Cha-cha.
Not bad.
Yeah, I think so. Not good. Explain to the matches what this portion of our delicious pie of a show does.
This portion of our delicious pie of a show. That's not like that.
Yeah,
this is a part of the show where we pick a movie from the rare movie corner down the street.
Are you Randy Newman too? Fat guy walking in, going to eat some apples. Oh, that's my song.
That's just Randy Newman singing about what he sees.
Takes a long hard look at Wendy.
Okay, so Family Guy was funny like 1 or 2 times.
Hey, those first 2 seasons were genius. You got to admit
that's fine. It's fine.
But speaking of fun, what do we do on this part? We go to the local video store
and we pick out a local movie to recommend for the folks at home.
Yes, we do. Sorry, I'm doing it like Craig from Friday. Yes. So basically, we highlight a film that you maybe have seen. It's a film that was not covered by Siskel and or Ebert, or they did cover it and we just didn't know before or after. And we want you to see it and give it a chance. So you want to go? Yeah, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first. That's fine.
Okay. All right. So my video movie pick of the week is a recent movie that came out last year. Now, when I think of M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, as I call him, M. Night Shyamalan, what excellence do you think of when you hear M. Night Shyamalan?
Well,
what are your favorite Shyamalans?
You think of The Sixth Sense,
Crown Jewel.
Signs. It's fun. It has goofy moments, but Signs was really pretty good.
Love Signs.
Yeah, The Village. I'm just naming his movies in order, but I like The Village. I did like The Village. It was cool.
See, okay. In my opinion, 3 of his movies that 1, 2, 3 are some of my favorites. Signs, Unbreakable. I think it's very underrated. I love it.
Oh, Unbreakable. Oh, yeah,
love Unbreakable.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Signs, love it or hate it. Some people think they'll do the whole, well, if the aliens are allergic to water, why did they land on Earth where it rains? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Suspend your brain. Who cares? Swing away, Meryl. And then The Village, divided people because honestly, to me, that's a movie you can only watch twice. Okay. So M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong kind of fell off a little. I love Lady in the Water. I don't think everyone feels the same way.
I actually liked it. I did.
I think me and your brother really enjoyed it. We saw it together. Yeah.
So it was kind of a miss, but at the same time, I liked it.
It was ambitious. Yeah. But then there was The Happening, which was not that happening. And then there was Avatar. Well, the last Airbender, as they had to call it. Because James Cameron had already, gotten to the plate first. So M. Night kind of fell off a little. Then he came back by producing some really good films. And now he's back to directing. And this is I'm sorry, I had to go a long way just to go a short distance. This is an M. Night Shyamalan joint from last year. It is a very good taut thriller. I don't even use that word very much. It's a tightly woven thriller called Trap. Starring everyone's favorite slack-eyed starer, Josh Hartnett, who I used to not like. I'm going to be honest. I used to not like Josh Hartnett. I felt like in the early days, I felt like a lot of movies he was like, I felt like he was a slab of meat that learned to act, but
he was always the stoner kid or like the bully or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or both. He's grown on me and I like him now. And in this movie, I love him. I did not know he was in this movie until I saw the name on the screen. When I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, that's Josh Hartnett? Because to me, he doesn't look like Josh Hartnett anymore.
Yeah.
But basically, this movie is Josh Hartnett is a regular suburban goofy dad, i.e. me, taking his daughter to see her favorite pop star. And I believe she is played by one of M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's daughters.
Yes.
And they wrote
the songs and her vocal performance. Her performance was just excellent, I thought.
Yeah. Didn't they write the songs?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they're original songs.
Yeah.
So he takes her to see basically the Taylor Swift Beyonce of this film. And everyone's excited. Huge, concert venue, huge auditorium. And he notices there's tons of security layered everywhere. And he's looking around like, wonder why there's so much security for this one show. And he talks to a merch guy, and the merch guy tells him that this whole concert is not just a concert. It is a tightly built trap to find a serial killer called the Butcher, who they finally think they pinpointed. They don't know who he is. They know it's a guy.
He's doing this on the hush hush. He's like, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, I could get fired for this, but this is a one big trap. They're trying to find the Butcher, and they know he's going to be there. So Josh Hartnett walks away, looks at his phone at a secret screen. There's a guy tied up somewhere. Josh Hartnett's the Butcher. That's not a spoiler. Okay, but now the game is, how does Josh Hartnett get out of this trap? Because they've got security at every corner, and you're not rooting for him. Because obviously he's a vicious serial killer with mental issues.
But he's also a dad, and a very good one.
He is a husband and a dad. Yes, he's got 2 kids. His daughter adores him for taking her to this concert. I won't spoil anything. Have you seen the movie?
I have seen it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, me and my wife really, really liked it.
Wow. Okay.
It gets a little towards the end. It gets a little, they're stretching it a little too thin.
Yeah.
But it still works. It still works.
It was a fun ride while it was going on.
It was. Yeah. And I won't spoil anything, but I will say I did not know this one woman was cast in the movie, and that's Miss Bliss. Oh, sorry. Haley Mills plays a police psychologist. Did you not know that was Haley
I didn't
Mills?
Recognize her.
It's a very small role, but basically she's been analyzing. She doesn't know who it is, but she's been analyzing the killer's patterns. She knows his history.
How they knew he was going to be there.
I think they revealed in the movie. They do reveal it, in the movie.
But it was like,
I'm not going to say how they know,
like,
but
okay.
It's very now. I don't know what Haley Mills' twin sister has been doing ever since Parent Trap 3 Hawaiian Honeymoon. But what's that?
No one's heard from her.
No one's heard from Miss Mills. No one's heard from Hannah Montana. Miley Cyrus has gone on, but Hannah Montana
gone.
I know it's weird. This is weird. Or Ashley Olsen.
True.
Anyway, so it's Trap. Allison Pill from other things. I know she was in that horrible HBO show about a newsroom. She plays his wife. Not a whole lot of other big stars, but some good performances. It's a good little thriller. I believe it's PG-13. You can take the kids to it. It's currently running on HBO and HBO Max and its own dividend Blu-ray. So mine is M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's 2024 pretty good masterpiece, Trap. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad you liked it too. And what is on the menu for you, Matches?
What is on the menu for me today?
Are you about to pick one? Are you looking at IMDb?
No. No, I just had to look up this guy's other movies so I can give it a good old-fashioned introduction. This is
I hope I didn't
movies.
No. I hope I didn't talk too much about Trap.
My movie is from 2016.
Okay, it's a good year. It's a good year.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's highly rated on Rotten Tomatoes. The only source for your movie news.
What about Ain't It Cool? No.
That's right. This guy's done some really, really deep stuff in the past. He did a really acclaimed and deep movie called Incendies back in the day. Also one called Prisoners. Let's see. You might know a little movie called Dune. In Dune Part 2.
Why, yes, I do. Timothy Chalamet. Dog.
That's right. Blade Runner 2049, anyone?
Oh, he did that one?
He did. Yeah.
Okay.
I love that movie. I think it's fantastic. I really do. It's not like the original, but it's still very good.
So what is your video movie pick of the week? Is it Blade Runner?
No, it's Arrival, actually.
Oh, Arrival!
Yes.
Tell us about the movie Arrival with Miss Amy Adams.
Yeah, it stars Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner and Forrest Whitaker in a very generic role as like the head of the whatever people, the police, I guess. I don't know.
That's what you would think. Maybe the army.
Yeah. But the script is pretty straightforward, but it does get in some good stuff involving these big, giant alien ships that are just stationed all around the world.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. How am I going to get into this? I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but it's one of the best just coolest movies I think I've ever seen, especially with how they deal with trying to communicate with the aliens. She's some kind of a linguist or something like that.
Is that what the whole movie's about? Like a bit third encounters of
Well,
the
trying to
third
figure out
kind?
what they're about, and then trying to figure out what they're trying to say to us, because they're trying to say something to us. And and there's
Is
a
it
reason
Klaatu
why.
Verata Nektu?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
But their language
Is it Where's the Beef?
It's not Where's the Beef, Shannon. I've already told you this.
Pixels
But
had me thinking.
Their language does something different to us. It changes us. It allows us to live differently. It's very neat. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it. I know it was nominated for Best Picture, which is strange for a sci-fi film.
Yeah, very strange. And this is just kind of the little sci-fi film that could, I guess, really.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool. I love it. I've seen it a couple of times now, and every time I'm just like, wow, that's really neat. I think it's one of the best movies ever. If you're a fan of language and
I am. I like talking. I like aliens.
You feel like the science.
I do like science. Hey, is it like Contact where the aliens are dang father?
What?
You remember South Park?
Oh, yeah.
All those hours just to find out the alien was her dang father.
I was talking about Contact, right? Or something?
Yeah, Contact.
Yeah. Was that true? I don't remember Contact. Very well.
Yes and no. We can cover that one another time. Yeah, I saw that one recently. But Arrival.
Yeah. Yes, Arrival.
Arrival.
Yeah, watch Arrival. I mean, it's great. Amy Adams is fantastic in this movie. It's just very, very, very good. Watch it. I'm serious. Watch it now.
Oh, okay. Seriously, stop the show and then come back and tell us what you thought. So our picks are TARP if you can't read and Arrival if you can't read. And that was the Video Movie Corner Pick of the Week. Gotcha, chachi. Oh, hey, Matches. I was just in the neighborhood. They were having a JoJo Siwa Film Festival, and I thought I'd come in and have a cup of Gatorade with you. It's hey.
Sure, that's fine.
Is your family? Is your family here?
It's just me.
Oh, okay. Listen, I've been running through my mind. I've been thinking about the weirdest thing. I know last week's episode of Misery, I know we wrapped up the podcast, but it was a little too neat. We wrapped up. I feel like there are some puzzle pieces missing. Okay, so that guy IP Freely. I can't help but think, weren't you the one who turned him in? You were the arresting officer on there. Him and Ben Dover. Am I wrong?
Where are you going with this?
I don't know. I think what I'm trying to say is that I feel like there's something I'm missing.
Have you told anybody this?
Can you give me
before?
No, I haven't told anyone yet. You're the first one I've told.
Good.
Bam! Rolos!
Rolos? The candy?
Rolling with the homies.
Oh, okay. Huh. All right, he's gone.
I'm still here. Dang it. I'm still on the phone. Podcast Confidential. Thank you all so much for listening to NOMS, Nerding Out with
Matt and Shannon. We're going to wrap this up real quick, y'all. I promise.
In a nice little bow, and you can take it home to have later. I am starving. That's why all my metaphors and jokes have been about food tonight. I'm starving.
Are you?
My wife made stuffed peppers, and I can't wait to unstuff them.
Oh, I like stuffed peppers.
Me and Rocket. Yeah, me and Rocket love stuffed peppers. Yeah. The thing is, what are you going to put in them? Sometimes they're toy trucks. Sometimes it's meat.
Oh, is it?
No, my wife's a good cook. She's not the mom from Better Off Dead. But you will be better off listening to us. Matches, how can they contact us? Hello, Matches.
Well, if you're a NOMS watcher and you want to comment down below, I need you to do that right now because that's going to help us grow. Like this, subscribe to us, and comment on YouTube down below. You can comment on Spotify. You can even comment on Apple Podcasts where we are. And if you want to email us. We love your emails. We read them. We do, you know. And if we ever get any,
we're gonna read the heck out of
them
them
on the air. Yeah. Let's see.
In an accent.
NOMS podcast, NOMS podcast at gmail.com.
All right, man. This has been fun. I gotta say, this is like some of the most fun I have outside of being a dad and a husband, you know?
And a hard worker, yes.
Yeah, oh, that's you, buddy. That's you. I just got one thing to say before we get out of here.
What's that?
Roll on deodorant.
No. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Nom nom nom.
Nom nom nom.